Our unique story begins in a normal fashion. Well, it seems to be normal until something unique happens. We see our normal guy just studying as you do, but he can't help but ask his teacher a question. He also can't help but be curious and distracted by something big happening, something you would never have guessed was happening. He says, "Teacher, you seem to be releasing your holy power everywhere. It's very distracting." She just mutters, in shock as she is lost in her own world. So how did we end up here? Well, it starts all boring-like, with just two hot beauties talking. The one girl we just saw is here, chatting with her friend about tutoring someone. She's explaining how she's going to tutor a 20-year-old repeater. "Damn, maybe he doesn't care," we see her say, quite happy about this. Her friend, however, remarks, "We're also in our 4th year, so do you really have time to tutor someone else?" She says, smirking. She waves her hand shyly. "Nah, no, I'm fine. I'll have enough time, don't worry. They're paying me a lot of money for it, so it'll be worth it." Her friend laughs. "Ah, I see. You're a slave for money now. Damn, must be so nice to just chill and educate other people." They laugh together, but her friend then asks, "Is he a guy or a girl?" leaving our girl a bit stunned. She says, "Well, he's the child of the president of the Ilryu group." We see this causes her friend to spit out her drink everywhere, immediately yelling, "No," and crushing her drink, shocking her completely. She asks, confused, why? Her friend calls her an idiot, telling her how dangerous that family is. She's clueless as her friend explains. That family has 3 sons. One son used to play sports, so he has a good physique, but he's lazy and ill-tempered. He got charged with gambling and violence. The second son is cunning and loves partying. A friend of mine dealt with that second son, you know. Guess what happened? Well, you guessed it. She quit in tears, begging me never to mention that family again. She curiously asks, "If that's how his brothers are, do you think the third son is similar? I bet he's just as bad, so don't accept the job whatever you do. What would happen if something terrible happened to an innocent girl like you?" We see the girl, who was going to tutor him, begin to walk to the house while searching up information about these sons online to see what all the fuss is about. She's curious why her friend would warn her like that. We see she can't really find anything online, but suddenly gets shocked when she notices something. Freezing in place, she sees information about assault, gambling, and all sorts of stories, leaving her completely stunned and gobsmacked, maybe regretting her decision. She gains resolve, saying, "No, I'll make sure of it and find out for myself. Maybe the third son will be kind, unlike his jerk brothers." We see there are 3 teachers that his father has hired, as he's offering them 10 billion won, knowing his son will be difficult to teach. He explains how his son never studies and is lazy. We see all the teachers gobsmacked by such a large sum of money, unable to believe they'll be paid so much just to teach someone. He then goes on to explain more about his son and how they'll get 10 billion if they can make him pass with full scores. We see they all accept because, why not? It's a lot of money. We see the guy try hitting on the younger female teacher, using work as an excuse to exchange numbers. She says, "Ah, yeah, sure," while thinking about all that money. Later, the father talks to the son about how he got him private tutors. We see him just reply, "Understood," but he's fixated on something. Yep, you guessed it. The beautiful female teacher's face, who we saw at the beginning of the story. We see he doesn't care about the guy telling him to slack off since he won't study, shocking him. We see him sitting there, unable to fathom what on earth is happening, but all he can think of is the 10 billion won, while our guy just lies there. We see he's really fixated on the young teacher because she's so pretty. Meanwhile, she's outside, nervous because she doesn't know what he's like. When he opens the door, she's shocked that he's handsome. She nervously waves while blushing, saying, "Nice to meet you." He also gets stunned and stands in place, staring at her beauty. She's confused, asking, "What's wrong?" He shyly looks away, nervous, saying, "Please come in." We see he doesn't study again, leaving her confused. She doesn't know what to do, so she asks him to sit at the table with her, but he ignores her, leaving her speechless. We see he did this to the other teacher as well, which sort of pissed off the last one, who tried being firm with him, but it didn't work. This went on every day. The guy enjoyed it, playing games, while the other hot teachers tried to teach him, but to no avail. Finally, the young hot one tried to be nice and offered to watch a movie together, all happily. When he refused, it caused her to get upset and start crying. We see this caught his attention as he asked why she was crying. She gave up, saying, "I don't think I'm qualified to be your tutor." This got his attention, causing him to stand up and sit next to her, offering to watch the movie with her. She got happy hearing this. We see the other beautiful teacher was about to begin her lesson when she received a phone call about how the other teacher was winning and managed to get him to sit at the desk. This stunned her and pissed her off as she wondered how she did it. Worried about being replaced, she decided to use the one thing she knew no man could resist, her stunning body and looks. She left her top button slightly open, giving him a good view, knowing he's a boy who wouldn't resist for long. We see him peeking as she sternly says, "What are you looking at?" He nervously looks away. She then blatantly says, "Well, how about you look fully inside the dungeon with a real hot look?" Stunned completely, he blushes heavily, thinking, "What the hell?" while looking away, wondering why a teacher would ask this. And that is how this story took a huge turn, with our guy having some real special tutoring lessons from that day forth.